Here is a picture from artist Deborah Dale. She's a woman from my Facebook group, and she put out a cry for help. Can somebody please tell me what I'm doing wrong? And at first glance, not much. It was like, this is really very nice. You're not doing anything wrong. And then she got more into what her situation is and sent another picture. And if you look closely, she's having trouble keeping her edges tight and solid. When I looked at it up close, I immediately knew exactly what she was doing wrong. And today we're going to help her, and I'm going to help everybody else. There are 3 reasons why she's getting this overflow past her lines, and it's paper, point, and technique. So let's address the paper. She is using, I think she said it was Nene Bristol Vellum, which is a cardstock. And I'm not saying that it's not good. I draw on cardstock all the time. In fact, I use the same brand as her. I know that it's good paper for what it is. It's cardstock. You're not going to get as many layers. It's going to look different than if you were using an artist grade paper. It's good for practice. If she wasn't planning on hanging this up or framing this, it would have been perfectly fine. I use Strathmore Mixed Media, and that's my go-to paper and has been since I've been in art school many years ago. It was the brand that my instructor had suggested to us. It's a decent price for artist grade paper. It still is. I find it just meets all my needs. You can get better paper than that. It's the better the paper, the more expensive the paper. For a picture that you want to really keep and display, I would just take the Strathmore Mixed Media and I would just cut it down to fit your printer. The second thing that we're going to address is point, the point on your pencil. And pencil sharpener I use is this one. It's the Afmat, and I will show you some of the features on this and why I recommend this. I have been using Afmat for 10 years. It's not the only pencil sharpener on the market. It's the one I prefer. I know that my Afmats always last me a really long time. This is my latest. I don't think I've ever had a pencil sharpener I've liked better. Let me demonstrate what I love about it. On the bottom, it has an adjustable point. You could have anything from a flat top to a needle-like point, and it really works. So I usually keep it in the middle setting where it's pointy, but it's not ultra sharp, and that's very good for glazing, and it's good for filling in when you're like in the middle stages. Your needle point is good for hair, fine lines, and going around the edges. It really sharp cut on those edges. Another feature that I really like about this, and let me see, if you see that little cat's eye in the middle? Well, all you do is insert it slightly. You don't push down at all. It will take the pencil from you. It will grind it down to the tip that you set it on, and it'll hand it back to you. And I love that. I never get over sharpening. It doesn't eat my pencils. I'm good to go. It's the easiest pencil sharpener I've ever had to use. I like that it's open so that I could see exactly where my shavings are. I empty my shavings out when it fills about 1/3. Anytime you have it more than that, it's just not that clean. So you really want to empty it quite often. Emptying this is very, very easy. It's clicks, right like that, and the tops remove. You can empty the shavings, goes right back in. No pushing, no pulling. It's that easy. Another feature on this that I really like, and let me see if I can get it dark enough in the room. You just, and then it returns your pencil. Look at the needle like on that tip. And you could choose amongst about 5 or 6 different colors. I picked the purple. That's the one that I like. It's very important to keep the blades of a sharpener clean, or they become dull very fast. And all you have to do is put in a number 2 pencil, and it returns it to you. And the graphite cleans the blade. Now let's address technique and go back to her picture. Now, this is her exact picture. I took her picture and I made a little bit of improvement. I will get into her tonal values later on down the line with her in private. Okay, so I have my needle-like tip on the inside of the line, not the outside of the line, is where I'm going to make my line. I'm using the same color as you would on the inside, and I would just go around. What she's using is a duller tip, so when she goes to put her pencil on the line, make that outside line, what it's doing is it's overflowing because she doesn't have control of the tip. So as long as you work on the inside, it'll give it enough room to expand and you won't have that overflow problem that she was getting on the outside. Another way of fixing this is I have an electric eraser, and this is also by Afmat. When you get a new eraser, the points are flat. It's not pointy. So you take one of the erasers, you put it in the electric part of the eraser, take a little bit of sandpaper, put this on an angle, turn it on, and just sharpen your tip. The first time you do it, it takes a little while to get it into this point, but this is what you really want to use an eraser. You don't want to use a big flat eraser on your paper. And this allows you to get into the fine areas, and look how easy that works. Okay, see how bright white that became? That's why I love this eraser. I've had an Afmat electric eraser for 10 years. So this will definitely work in the finer areas of the paper. Look how white it gets. And that'll take off some of that overspill. She was bothered so much about this overspill is because she didn't have a background. But a lot of people don't want a background. She wants to use the birds as a focal point without the background, and that's fine too. You just take more precautions. When you erase, you need to be able to build it up again. I would just match the edge to the picture and it would build up again. Another thing that you can do is use something called a Verithin. I don't have any on me right now. They're packed away. I very rarely use them, if I ever use them, but people do. And Verithins match the color of the Prismacolor, and they're made of hard wax instead of the soft wax. And what that will do is when you put a line down, it doesn't blend as easily. So you can make those outside lines very, very crisp with the Verithin. So that they're also very inexpensive. You can get them off of Amazon. Those are the things that I recommend that you use to make this problem disappear. It's not a hard problem to get rid of. If you have any questions, feel free to write them in the comments and I will write you back, or do what she did. And she went into our group, she asked a question, she got plenty of responses. And with that, I will see you guys in my next video. Take care. Bye-bye.